Okay, after looking this over, it seemed a little bit boring. I thought maybe I'd do a voice thing, and it might be a little bit more entertaining. See if I can't get back and clean this up. Let's start by just looking at week by week. I'll look at the readings and see what pops in my brain. Week one, we got into that theoretical stuff and the graduate student. I really enjoyed that, and it was needed, and it scared the heck out of me that we were contributing and looking at this aspect of what it means to be a graduate student. Week two, what is distant education? I like the fact you took a little more time to get our feet wet. Um, Anderson article I remember being really good. I could start to see that you were really good at guiding and connecting things and relating and just keeping us on track in general. Um, as we started to look at distant education, but now the ball started rolling. We're into week three. We started defining what e-learning was. We've seen a bunch of different things happening. We're looking at pedagogy, the Morrison article. Things started to roll. Week four, we started to look in frameworks. Obviously, I had some problems here. Connectivism seemed to have clicked in my mind, but getting a little bit more analytical about it, I can see why it's not really a theory. It's just a way of putting things in an order, so to say, and it's... Anyways, let's leave that alone for now. Sorry. So, we had that Conrad article in week four, the Collins and Burge. I really enjoyed that one. Week five, building and transforming, revisiting the framework. We kept going back to that framework. The Sangrea article was really good. Kind of took my brain for a loop. We looked at design considerations and putting the aspects of social within that design, which I think it just has to be. It's the only way for it to happen. The lurking one, I always enjoy that one. Synchronicity, week seven, you as a teacher. I enjoyed this about you. Your personality came out considerably, particularly since I was watching you have conversations with individual students and drawing them in. And no matter what type of student they were, you were able to somehow interact with them. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But I also enjoyed the fact that you told us to bring ourselves into it. Uh, but by week eight, it had come together. I had watched you weave this together, and we saw that community, the participation. We're talking about learning styles. We're comfortable with each other. We're looking at assessment. We had that Conrad Hughes Garrison article, and that rolled right into week nine. We kind of doubled up on that one. And then week 10, those metaphor things you were doing were pretty cool. I learned a lot by people's metaphor and them explaining them. Best practices, that's where the Downs article came in. And I think he has his place. In fact, I'm understanding a little bit more. He's a techie from what I can see. Week 11, I think you talked about maybe cutting this, and I could see why. But week 12, the big picture was really good. I enjoyed that one. Let's look at identifying contributions of distant education theory and online teaching. Try to keep this under 5 minutes. Definitely looked at a bunch of different educational theories. Philosophical constructs of teaching online. Yeah, I definitely could see your personality, what you believed in come through on your teaching. I also had a bunch of different ideas, and we've seen the progression. Constructivism came in really clear and loud in this class. Three, present and discuss theoretical and practical issues relevant to online teaching and learning, relate to social, instructional, and cognitive presence. That was the biggest thing for the class for me, the social presence. Instructional presence and cognitive presence, yeah, we learned about those all the time. They're really important, that sound framework, but the social presence, at first I had to redefine what I thought it was in my mind, or you redefined it for me. So I really enjoyed that. But that was really what I felt was the biggest thing about this class was that social presence, which relates to the dialogue and the instructional use and the cognitive presence, and all within a dialogue setting. Clarify the role of instructors, learner, administrators, designer. I gotta be honest, I don't think they're clarified. I think they're constantly changing. I like that word e-moderate for what's going to be happen for teachers in the future. I think instructors, I'm looking at the secondary educational point of view, so I have to be careful here. Secondary educationals are